Today we're busting 10 of the craziest Fortnite myths in Season 7. I had no idea some of these work, and let's start with this first one. Apparently, using a UFO on a shark sends it flying. So I flew over with a UFO, and you can abduct the shark, you can pick it up, and start flinging it around. But apparently, according to this myth, if you shoot a UFO blast at the shark goes flying across the map. And right here, we had a couple attempts. This one sent it pretty far away, and obviously the shark is just flopping all over the air, getting sent across the map. But then we wanted to test if this still works while somebody is attached to the shark using a fishing pole. We got a volunteer and we started sending that player flying across the map, and it absolutely does work. And in one attempt, we even got them flying 1,250 meters out into the ocean. That's like 3/4 of the entire Fortnite map. So here's me getting hit by the UFO blaster while using the shark. It sends you absolutely flying into the sky. All right, we're moving on to myth number 2. What happens when you buy something from the glitched vending machine? People were telling me about a super rare vending machine that will give you a random item, and I thought they were just lying to me until I found one in an actual game, and I had to test it out. It has a stock of 10, so you can buy 10 items, 100 gold each item, and it actually gives you a random item. And when I say random, literally, it can give you anything. You could pay 100 gold for a banana or 100 gold for a P90, which is what I eventually got. So apparently, it has a chance to even give you exotic and legendary items, but that item has to already exist in the game. So this myth has been confirmed. Myth number 3, can you transform into a llama with Mystique? A lot of people sent me a TikTok where this guy used Mystique to transform into a llama after he broke the llama. The TikTok looked a little bit suspicious, but almost believable, so I had to try it myself. I got into game, got the llama, and nope, I just transformed into the last skin I had eliminated. By the way, you can transform into unreleased alien skins using Mystique. It's actually a pretty sick skin to use. Not only that, you can transform into IO guards with this trick, and even the Dr. Sloan skin if you don't already have it. Apparently, the TikTok was faked. Some editing and maybe some game file changes had to have been done to make that possible. This myth has been busted. Myth number 4, can you combine the Railgun and the RPG for a guaranteed hit and a disgusting combo? Credit to Ryu Tsunami for figuring this out. But if you're a single player and you have an RPG and a Railgun, and you stand exactly 35 meters away from someone who is boxed up, you can shoot the RPG and immediately swap to the Railgun and just tap one time. And what's going to happen is the Railgun is going to blow up the wall and the ramp of your opponent at the perfect time for the RPG to slip through their turbo build and deal damage to anybody inside that box. You can also do this from 65 meters if you do the full charge of the Railgun. So this has been confirmed, and shout out to Ryu for figuring this out. Myth number 5, does the Recon scanner one-shot headshot? Next up, I was on stream and I accidentally hit someone with a Recon scanner. I didn't even mean to do it, but it did 5 damage, and I found that pretty funny. But someone in chat told me that if you hit them in the head, it's a one-shot elimination, similar to like hitting someone with a mythic goldfish. I didn't really believe them. The Recon scanner is already pretty strong. This would make it even more powerful. So I hopped in, and it does do 5 damage to the body. That's how I was able to do it in an actual match. And the headshot, well, in the head, it does 6 damage. It does 1 extra damage. I think it's kind of funny that Epic actually made it do extra headshot damage, but looks like this myth has been busted. We do got some bonus tips for you using the Recon scanner, though. You can rocket ride off of the Recon scanner. If you time it perfectly, you can send your teammate flying, which is pretty cool. So then we wanted to further this experiment. Apparently, the Recon scanner bounces off of the alien crash pads at Believer Beach. However, it doesn't work on launch pads or the Spire outpost. So then we wanted to try have someone rocket ride the Recon scanner off of the crash pad, but even though it took us a while and we successfully did it, it did not send the player flying out. All right, myth number 6. Can you get rezzed inside a tractor beam? This myth kind of originated because of the fact that when we were waiting for the Season 7 to launch, there was a bunch of leaks. One thing that was mentioned is that the UFOs will have the ability to reboot thirsted players if you have their reboot card. However, we wanted to test if you can get rezzed inside the tractor beam while being knocked. So we had one of our squad mates get knocked. And yeah, you can absolutely res them while they're being held with the UFO beam. And what's funny is they actually get up as if they're on the ground after they get rezzed, but they're still stuck in the beam and they're kind of just floating in the air. So this one was surprisingly confirmed. Quick bonus tip. Apparently with the UFOs, you can just literally fly to spawn island. We did this in the past with boats and we had to, time it perfectly, but this does not require any timing. You can literally just fly to spawn island, loot up, and then get back into the actual match. Or if you want to go grab a battle bus, you can do that using a UFO. Myth number 7, is the Chimera SMG the best SMG in the game? So here's the thing. Apparently, we've all been sleeping on the Chimera SMG. It only hits for 9 and does 11 headshot damage, but the fire rate is insanely high and it has infinite ammo. Apparently, this is secretly the best SMG, maybe better than the P90, the rapid fire, the silenced. It does 9 damage, but it shoots 15 times per second. So that only has a DPS of 140. The P90 has a DPS of 210. The rapid fire has a 255 DPS. It's not even close. However, in long range, this thing does kind of beam. So we might have to try it out for a video. The myth is busted, but a cool trick I saw was using 2 of them so you can skip the reload animation of the SMG. All right, next up, we got myth number 8, and this one is kind of crazy. So we were messing around with UFOs, and we wanted to find out if we can pass things and items from one UFO to another. So we started picking up cars and trying to fling them at each other, and there was a lot of failed attempts. This was very difficult to time. As you can see, we're throwing, and the car just goes too fast at times, and it just goes right by the UFO. So we had to be very accurate if we wanted this to work. Eventually, we got a pretty decent throw. You kind of have to just follow the car as it flies down. And as you can see, it is possible to pass an item from one UFO to the other. It just takes a lot of finesse and some really, really good timing. Myth number 9. What happens if you try to drive a car as a prop? Well, last season, you couldn't even hop in a vehicle if you were a prop. For some reason, right now, if you turn into a prop and hop in a vehicle, it glitches out like crazy. As you can see in this clip, as soon as I hopped in, the car just flipped upside down. And at this point, I'm not even touching my mouse or keyboard, and the car just starts driving and like sliding across the map by itself at a pretty fast speed as well. I'm not sure why the car freaks out when you're entered as a prop and you just kind of go around in circles. You literally have no control over what's going on. People who see this will probably look so confused if you did this in a real game. One more thing to note if you do this trick is you literally cannot get out of the car as a prop. You can swap seats, but you're pretty much stuck in this car, so be careful if you're attempting this in a real game. Finally, for myth number 10, can the Railgun kill 100 people in one shot? If you guys remember, the Iron Man Unibeam used to go through players, and we've seen clips and videos of people getting collaterals and multiple eliminations. The question is, does the Railgun go through players similar to the Iron Man Unibeam? Initially, I thought no, but maybe it can hit 2 players because it does go through one build. However, the Unibeam does not go through any players. So if there's a person standing in front of another person, it's only going to hit the first person, and there's not going to be any collateral damage. This was pretty disappointing because I would have loved to get some collateral eliminations this season. So this myth has been busted. Bonus, can you get yeeted with a chicken? Chickens give you lower gravity, and of course hop floppers add on to that lower gravity. And in Battle Lab, you can turn on a setting to get even lower gravity. The UFO gives you huge momentum when you get hit with it or if it blasts you. So you see where we're going with this. You get absolutely yeeted across the map. And don't worry, this actually works even without the low gravity Battle Lab setting. In an actual match, you can get yeeted 700 meters. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching these myths. If there's some other myths you want me to check out, be sure to comment them down below. I'll see you guys next time.